Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 5-Digit World Cup. Here we have the quarterfinals Mappool Showcase. Once again, I am Miles here for my third or fourth week, the Mappool Showcase. Starting to get into the groove of things. And I think we're going to get right into it now. Here we're going to be starting with Nomad 1. We've got Livelock Art, mapped by Riot1133. Replay from Shadow. And as usual, I think we're going to be following similar trends that we have in weeks prior. This Nomad 1 is going to be very standard. Oral Sigs Nomad 1, probably know what to expect. By the way, this is a map that I just checked. It has 30 plays and 0 favorites on Bancho. So it's probably not a map many of you are going to be familiar with. But nevertheless, it's going to be your Nomad 1. You probably know what you're getting with it. For some difficulties in this map pool, I think we're finally back up to the qualifiers difficulty. Star rating going to be going up to around 6.3. That's what we're going to be balancing around. As shown by this Nomad 1, 6.33 stars. Finally, we have beaten the qualifiers star rating, and we're only going to get harder from here. Some other map stats about this, it's going to be CS4, AR 9.4, OD 9.4, 190 BPM. Length is going to be approaching 4 minutes, but only 354. Just to reiterate once again, if you guys didn't hear me the first time, this map is a Nomad 1 in all means and definitions. Not going to be confusing this with any other slot ever. What is this, copy pasta? Oral Sigs Nomad 1. Is this super common in 5-digit? Just a million Oral Sigs Nomad 1s? I feel like it's been a while since I've seen one personally. But yeah, another thing, I think we're going to start to see more, I guess, other patterns in the Nomad 1, just as you go up in star rating. Once you get into the mid 6 stars, it becomes to be less just only aim, and as you can see here, there's a few streams in this map too. You can't just get through this map using only one finger. And I think as we get even further in the tournament, this is going to be exemplified even more. Because this tournament gets pretty hard. Star rating is going to be going up to high 6 stars by Grand Finals. The variation in each map slot is just going to become very evident as we get into the later pools. And I don't want to spoil anything, but the next pools are going to be extremely spicy. Yeah, by quarterfinals, I think some of the lower end teams are starting to get knocked out. So at this point, you're really going to be seeing the best of the best from 5-digits in here. And since the rank range has gotten so much better over the years, going to be held to a higher expectation on these more difficult maps. Hell, it's almost approaching what 4-digit tourneys were just a few years ago. And that's going to be it for Nomad 1. Thanks again to Shadow for the replay. Going to be going straight into Nomad 2. You've got a long Japanese title. I have made evident in the last showcase. I'm not going to try to pronounce these. But this is an Advent map. I believe it was a custom for Coffee Hispanic before this. Star rating going to be 6.34. Higher SR than the Nomad 1. I believe this is almost the highest star rating in the pool. There's one map that is higher star rating than this in the map pool. Actually, two. But yeah, if you knew Nomad 1, you can probably know Nomad 2 as well. Just 180 BPM streams the entire way through. It's gonna start to be more stamina intensive as we go through the rounds. As shown by this, there is just no breaks in this map. It is pure streams all the way. It's going to be CS4, AR 9.3, OD9, clocking in at 180 BPM, just over 2 minutes. It's rhythm game length. Despite not being a rhythm game song, I don't think at least. I mean, you never know. These rhythm games have so many genres nowadays. Yeah, here's going to be the Ki section. Streams get a little bit more spaced here. But the stamina, I think, is less emphasized than the beginning flourish that we saw. They start to get a little longer by the ending. So you've got to keep your stamina in check. That's gonna be it. Wow, what an SS. Thank you so much for the replay, Koichi. Nice SS. And now, onto the Nomad 3. We're gonna be following even more trends. Flyers, we have a U-Dragon Nomad 3. It's not quite as long as some of the past Nomad 3s, but it's still over 3 minutes. And it is about as Nomad 3 gets as well. Gonna be keeping on to the slot pooling. Got 139 BPM, alt, awkward aim, kind of synonymous with U-Dragon. Very popular mapper of this style of map. Or if you're a single tapper, this is gonna be 268 BPM. Hopefully at least someone in this tournament is gonna treat this as a 268 BPM jump map instead of an alt map. I think majority of our players are going to prefer to alt this. It's a lot less straining to alt a map like this than it is to single tap. 278. Ah, my mental math. Okay, I apologize. I think this is single tappable for sure. You'll have to tap really lightly, but there's definitely got to be one person who has the stamina for this. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I play AMQ, this song shows up, and I have no idea what anime it's from. So I just get completely owned every time. So I just felt like I saw the devil when I saw this in the map pool. And I listened to the song, I was like, oh my god, what anime is this from? Death Parade, that's what it is. Yeah, one thing I'd like to comment on about the U-Dragon style of alt is I think it's really good at combining more of the awkward aim aspects you see in some alt maps with flow aim that I guess is kind of the lost style of alt. Like back in the day, you'd see maps like the Creator being your Nomad 3. Like that map is really just like a slow stream map if you think about it with how much flow aim there is in it. And then starting in around, I think like 2021, a lot of people started to prefer putting higher BPM aim maps as your Nomad 3. And I think U-Dragon does a really good job at combining some of the flowier aspects of alt with awkward aim. So it ends up producing a very balanced map, I think, for all people who, I guess, specialize in the very niche alt skill set. That's going to be it for this map. Thank you so much to Emerald Ages for the replay, and now let's go on to our first custom map of the week. We've got Flying Castle by Megafan. Custom tech map. Megafan, custom tech map. Name a better combo. I think this is going to be pretty similar to some of Megafan's other customs for this tournament. At least his tech ones. He's just making them harder every single week for us. What if every No Mod 4 for this tournament was Megafan? Yeah, I think the main difficulty concern for this is going to be aiming the sliders as well as some of these cut doubles. It's going to be CS 3.8, AR 9.6, OD 8.5, about 5.65 stars, 174 BPM, rhythm game length, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. We have a little slider breakdown section. Honestly, I feel like most of this map is a slider breakdown section. This is about the first cooldown we've really seen since the beginning of the map. This shows you how intense most of this map is. Gonna have a very balanced map for our No Mod 4 here. No real difficulty spike in this map. That's really what you love to see for tournaments. This map will not be determined by a single pattern. Just consistent difficulty all the way through. Definitely one of the harder maps in the pool, though, because of that. Maybe going to be expecting some lower scores on that. That's going to be it. Thank you to Emerald Ages for the replay, and once again to Megafan for the map. Now we're going to be going on to our next custom, No Mod 5. El Cheer, Golden Days Remix. Some of you guys might recognize this song from last OWC. I believe this song was a custom in, I think, round of 32. This was the speed map in free mod. Here we have El Cheer going to be mapping it for us for our No Mod 5 in the quarterfinals. And this is not the highest I saw in the Mappool. The sheet lied to me. I was looking at the sheet. It said 6.57. On the overlay, we have 6.16. But don't worry. This is, I think, one of the first real speed maps of the tournament. I don't think this is going to be very accessible to people who aren't necessarily speed players. But there is also a tangible aim aspect to this, which is going to make it a little difficult for maybe your speed specialists as well. It's up at 232 BPM, just above 3 minutes. It's going to be very taxing on the stamina. I think that's something that we don't really see a lot of the times. We see our speed maps be rhythm game length or even shorter because of the DT modifier. But here we have a speed map that is up over 3 minutes. Gonna have an intense stamina requirement on this map. That's me singing in the background of this song, by the way. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's go to our sponsors, Momokai and Foxbox. If you are struggling with speed, you might want to purchase a Momokai keypad. They are very good for improving your tapping if your keyboard might be lower quality. I want to check them out. As well as Foxbox. Say you're a speed player and you miss on aim on this. That is unacceptable. As a speed player, you cannot be missing on any speed picks. and you maybe blame your tablet, like, wow, my tablet surface is really scratched up. You might want to buy a Foxbox tablet cover. I've been using them for 5 years, and I'm 3-digit. Can definitely recommend their stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, the hit sounds of this map, I believe, are also by Fergus. I think Elchir ripped them from the 4WC version. 4WC, OWC. 4WC been too much on my mind. And those of you who are wondering, hey, where's my low AR? We now have a Nomad 6, and here it is. Agony. Flukesie's insane. Now, this is a map. This is just a map. Look at the map stats. We have circle size 8, approach rate 7, OD 7. Agony indeed in the Pooler comments. And you know, if you aren't good at either low AR reading or precision, you're gonna have a rough time on this map. Replay on this from Spev. And you're gonna need a player about as well-rounded as Spev if you want to have a good score on this map. This is a trend that I really like to see in tournaments, because a lot of the time you only have precision gated behind your Hard Rock 2 or your Free Mod 2, and you never really see low AR interact with precision that much in tournaments. But putting it here, it makes for a really great gimmick, which is why I like to see this in the gimmick slot. By the way, this is 4.44 stars. It's going to be mathematically really hard to make a star rating system that can properly rate a map like this. Definitely more difficult than the star rating suggests. And yeah, this map is also quite long, about 3 minutes and 37 seconds. You're gonna have to keep up your consistency on this extremely awkward map for almost 4 minutes. But otherwise, there's not really too much of a difficulty spike in this map. I believe if you're comfortable on the map stats, you should be extremely reliable to get a high score on this map. Most difficult part of this, I think, is going to be the few streams that are present in the map, because holding proper flow aim on CS8 is an insane challenge. Even more so in the higher difficulties of this. So I don't believe it's going to be too present down in this difficulty. But if you want a good challenge, or if you want to just, I guess, over-practice, you might want to practice the extra diff of this. If you can get a good score on the extra diff, this map is going to be extremely easy for you. But yeah, also, sight read check on that star slider. You'll have to be a little bit insane to sight read this map in the match. Like, we're in quarterfinals, guys, come on. Also, this is the best song in the pool. I don't really want to hear any other comments about that. Thank you very much. That's going to be it for our Nomad pool. Thank you again to Spev for the replay. Going to be going on to our Hidden 1 now. We have Knight Rider. Now, you may be wondering, what the heck? I thought we have 3 hiddens now, so why is my hidden one not aim? Congrats, this is aim. I believe this is where a lot of the experimentation in this pool begins. We do have 3 hiddens now, but the way this map balances with hidden 3, I think will make sense to a lot of you. Even though this is not your typical awkward aim map that you typically see in the hidden 1 slot. Clocking up at 6.31 stars, CS4, AR 9.5, 200 BPM. This map kind of classifies what I like to call mech tech, where it's not really a tech map, but also not really an aim map. It's kind of like treads the line between it. Map is also going to be rhythm game length, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. I believe this map originated in OWC maybe 2020 as a Hard Rock 1. Can't tell you that for sure. I'll check that for you right now, actually. It was Course Ace Round 32 Free Mod 1 in, I believe, 2020. Or, no, it was 2021, actually. And there are perfect stacks in this map that you have to read properly as well, as noted by the pooler comments. But I think they do follow the rhythm of the song quite nicely, and they can be pretty sight readable. But this map is kind of a shotgun, done in 2 minutes. Thank you so much to Emerald Ages for this replay, and now on to the Hidden 2. We've got Braving. Replay from Spev. This was a custom for Osu Taiwan Standard Tournament. I believe in an early round of that tournament. That tournament has got such good AR8 customs. This is probably the 3rd or 4th AR8 custom I've seen come out of OTST in an international tournament. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! Song, if anyone's interested. Some more AMQ in our map pools. I believe the difficult part of this map is going to be a combination of the aim as well as the stack reading. Map's gonna be fairly standard for your AR8. Map kind of looks like it was inspired by some Fartovnik AR8s, actually. I can name 2 of those off the top of my head. But I will not, because I actually don't remember one of the song titles. But I think this style of aim is fairly synonymous with that style of AR8 mapping. Yes, Hitori no Yoru and Akahi Toha. Those are the 2 Farto AR8s I know. Both of which are a lot higher star rating than this, but if you were to scale those maps down to 5.3 stars, it might look a little bit like this. Thank you again to Spev for this replay, and now we're going to be going on to the Hidden 3. This balances with the HD1, as I mentioned earlier. We've got a Dependence Intention, map by Rash. So this is kind of a spicy map, I think. You don't always see a pick like this in your map pool. It's going to be kind of an alt map, kind of an awkward aim map as well. But I think more intensive on the flow than something like our Nomad 3. I would call this more of a flow aim map, as the poolers do in the notes. Gonna have a lot of cursor control in this one. Definitely gonna be an element of difficulty. You can't just perfectly flow through this like it's a space stream. You have to do some snapping within your flow aim. Gonna be 5.61 stars, CS4, AR 9.2, OD8. 130 BPM if you're alternating, 260 if you're single tapping. Is this gonna be doable? I mean, maybe not for a player who would be in for this map. I don't think the speed players who would be able to single tap this would really want to play a map like this. Map's gonna be 3.4, or not 3 minutes and 47 seconds. So a very large aspect of consistency in this map. So you're really gonna have to be comfortable on this style of map in order to get a good score. Overall, I think it creates a very balanced hidden pool. You have your HD1 being more mechanically intensive, what I like to call mech tech. HD2 being pretty much pure aim, and then this one being awkward aim alt with some flow aim as well. Creates a very balanced pool in my opinion. I think hidden players are going to be able to definitely find their footing in this pool, even if it is a little more unconventional compared to what you normally see in a hidden pool. Oh, watch out for that pattern. That's a sight read checker. That one as well. Nice little stream at a BPM that is not present elsewhere in the map. Definitely not sight readable. Unless you are very well versed in a map like this. And that's going to be it for our hidden pool. Thank you again to Emerald Ages for this replay. Now we're going to be moving on to our Hard Rock 1. We have Relentless, map by Panda Hero, song by Happy 30. This is the HR jump aim slot. Now that we have 3 Hard Rocks, we are able to have a map that is purely jump aim in the HR pool. The HR pool is also going to have a little bit of a less conventional balancing. Or not even that, honestly. It's just that there's a couple maps in this pool that are a little bit spicy in HR. I'm specifically looking at HRs 2 and 3. This is probably the most conventional map you're going to see in the Hard Rock pool. But when it comes to balancing aim maps, I think this map also synergizes fairly well with the Nomad 1. Since this is going to be 200 BPM, it's higher BPM than the Nomad 1. And I think the aim style is also generally a little bit less conventional than the Nomad 1. Where Nomad 1 is really like farm styled, this is a little more awkward. You see some linear patterns here and there. See some pattern aim as well. A little breakdown section here with some streams. Only about 8 notes. Not gonna be too bad. Unless you struggle with streaming 200 BPM, those might be a challenge for you, but due to their short length, I think it should be fair. Shouldn't have too much trouble getting through those. Yeah, song is a little bit repetitive, so try not to fall asleep at the wheel, but hopefully your nerves can keep you awake. At least I hope so. Quarterfinals can be nerve-wracking, especially in some of these winners bracket matchups. But we're about to go into probably S-tier spice levels in this map pool. Here's our Hard Rock 2. Those who can't, cheat. Look at the comma there. That's how you read this title. Map by Striderin, replay by Shadu. And if you look at the BPM, this is 94 BPM in your Hard Rock 2. It's going to be, I guess, abnormally low BPM. As well as very awkward rhythmically. I think when I was looking at this in the editor, there was something like 100 different timing points in this map. So, enjoy. Good test of your aim precision and tapping precision. It's also going to be over 4 minutes, so like Agony, you've got to be able to keep this up for 4 minutes. Now, I know I might have just scared you with those timing points, but I think it does remain fairly consistent throughout the map. As long as you can hit those snaps. I wouldn't call it random rhythm. It follows the song pretty well. I think after 1 or 2 tries of practice, you should be able to have a nice grasp of this rhythm. Also, different genre of song. Please appreciate that your poolers are actually paying attention to song diversity in the pools as well. I have definitely played map pools with 4 Camellia maps in a single pool. Not that I don't like Camellia. But you know, having something a little bit different is always good. But yeah, watch out for these sliders. Oh yeah, 4 VTuber song. Never catch me doing that in my pools. Sliders do get a little bit longer during the ki times of this song, but they are straight sliders, so I don't think players will have too much trouble hitting them. But due to the awkward timing of this map, I think the accuracies are going to be fairly lower than your typical map, which is going to lead to overall lower scores. But I think your Hard Rock specialists are going to be fine on this map. Oh yeah, watch out for these sliders. Oh my god. The replayer went outside of the slider circle at least 2 times during those sliders. But yeah, it's far enough into the map that even if you do break on those sliders with an FC, you're going to have a really high score. So thank you, Shadu, for the replay. Got through the sliders all right. Now we're going to be going on to the HR3. Got Hypnos Metropolis. Misty's Insane. Replay from Petty. Now I think this is going to be along the lines of what you would more expect from a Hidden or Hard Rock 3 that is a tech map in a map pool. Just a little more on the flow aim side than your no-mod tech pick. Except this one I think is going to be also more intense on the slider aim, as well as the tapping element, unlike your Hidden 3, where it was mostly just an alt map all the way through. This one is going to have some streams and some finger control present, along with the slider aim. Gonna be down at 174 BPM, minute 47 length, slightly lower than rhythm game length. Also gonna have slightly smaller circles than your typical Hard Rock 3, 5.6 circle size. Gonna have a small aspect of precision as well in this map. Oh yeah, watch out for that slider. It goes left. It goes left. Do not go to the right, because everyone will clown you on stream. But it's close enough to the end, just like last map, where even if you do slider break, if you're FCing up until there, you'll have 950k to show for it, so not too bad. Thank you again to Petty for the replay. Now, onto the DT pool. We have DT1. We've got anime. Who likes anime? I sure as hell don't. I'm lying. But yeah, oh yeah, 10.3 as well. Congratulations, people who have been complaining about there being no 10.3 for weeks. Here is your 10.3. In return, you are forced to play a farm map. It's also only down at 225 BPM, which means maybe your less speed-focused players who can read 10.3 will be able to go in for this. And it's definitely learnable as well. Most of the rhythms in this map are very simple, and it's really just simple aim all the way through. So yeah, really not too much to say about this map. I think it's very comfortable, but the defining difficulty factor of this map is going to be the AR 10.3. I think if you can read 10.3, you should be able to lock in a near FC at least on this map. Unless you are sadly aim gapped, in which I'm sorry. But hey, if you're a real D-ranker, you should be able to play the farm maps. You just don't want to. That's the D-ranker way of thinking. So I know you guys can play the same, you just don't want to admit it. That's going to be it for our DT1. Thank you to Marusi again for the replay. Now, onto some more tapping focused maps, can we? Here we have Tatch, Sanitos, post replay, roll the footage. Yeah, for the players who are sadly tapping gapped on that DT, or not tapping gapped, aim gapped on that DT1, here is your 255 BPM pure tapping. This is your binary DT2. Nothing really notable to say about this one. It's going to be a minute 39 seconds. Just a flat-out test of your 255 BPM tapping stamina. As well as 2 square alt patterns. If you miss on those squares, however, I will laugh at you maniacally. So if I'm casting your match, try not to miss on the square. Otherwise, CS4, AR 9.7, OD 9.7. Map stats will not change much of the difficulty of this map. It's really just going to be on your stamina and your speed. And your square, I guess. But as mentioned earlier, it's a short one. We're already through it. Oh yeah, sliders at the end. If you are nervous and over tapping, you might miss there, but that is the end of the map. So you're going to have over a mil. Thank you again to Stage for the replay. Now onto the DT3. System 0. Got our Umineko represent in the map pool. I respect it. Now this is going to be our finger control DT map. Also an element of stamina, but this map is all the way down at 207 BPM. So maybe a little bit more accessible to non-speed players. Yeah, this is one of the highest star ratings in the pool, up at 6.37. I think this is probably our most balanced DT map. Aim is definitely much more prevalent than in the DT2. Meanwhile, the tapping is a lot more prevalent than the DT1. So it's the true DT players map, I believe at least. Map is going to be 2 minutes in length. CS4, AR 9.9, so not quite AR 10. But close enough that it shouldn't really impair your reading if you are AR 10 reliant. Here we have a little longer stream section. Gonna be testing the stamina very well. But overall, this map is very consistent throughout. Should be very black and white who is able to play this and who is not. That's going to be it. We're through the DT pool. Now going to be going into the free mod pool, starting with free mod 1. We've got Repeat. Phyto map, played by $BTC. Is that Bitcoin, the Taiwanese player? Not sure. Yeah, this is, once again, if you miss not having a, or if you miss having an awkward aim map as your hidden one, you're gonna find it right here. And I think it fits a lot better in free mod, I guess, as like a slot. Because it also allows HR players to get in on the fun with awkward aim, get to increase the spacing a little bit. And the added AR9 will add the difficulty in density for the hidden players. This map shouldn't be too difficult to read. Got a few perfect stacks in there, but they are rhythmically sensible, I guess. Should not have too much trouble reading this. As well as those repeating triangle patterns. Banger? Bangers in my map pool? No way. Bangers outside of Hippo Cup? Never seen that in my life. This is also going to be the longest non-tiebreaker map in the pool. 4 minutes and 42 seconds. You really have a lot of consistency on this, which I think is also a good thing to have on your free mod map. Because really your players are going to be picking their comfort mods on this. And if you want to call something a comfort mod for you, then you should be able to play a map like this for almost 5 minutes without missing. But I don't know about you guys, I do find this type of aim to be more difficult than the type of aim that we see in the HR1 and the Nomad one. Just lots of linear patterns on this, leaves lots of room for you to break if your snapping is off at all. And your flow aim dependent players are probably going to have a little more trouble on this than they do the other aim maps in the pool. Oh, I just realized they're saying repeat and the patterns are repeating. Oh my god, Fido is a genius. The triangle's repeating. Yeah, this map is actually looking very deceptively difficult. Definitely going to be hard-pressed to find mod players who can get a really high score on this consistently. Because I feel like there's just so much in this map that you can mess up on. Even if not a single jump may strike as like the hardest jump in the map. There's just a lot of jumps in this that are pretty difficult. Lots of opportunity for breaks. That's going to be it. Thank you to BTC for the replay. Now we're going to be going on to our last custom. We have a Nissan custom. Das DWQDF, my man. Flower Red Alice Remix. 5WC custom version. Petty with the replay. And this is going to be our AR8 CS5 free mod. Our replay obviously chose to go with Hard Rock on this, but you're going to be able to use any mod you want on this, be it easy, hidden, Hard Rock, flashlight, no mod. And now this map might not be a real authentic old map, but Nissan's style of mapping really does lend itself to be styled similarly to older maps, which is something that I find should always have a place in a map pool. So obviously doing a great job on this custom to fill that niche. But there are a lot of streams on this. More streams than one would normally expect in a free mod AR8 CS5. Oh, sight recheck, sight recheck. Do not over aim that slider. Yeah, I think the streams will really be probably the most difficult part of this map. The curves are a little bit awkward. I think I'd worry especially for the modded players, because those curves on hidden can be very dangerous, and then on HR they become harder to aim as well. And that's gonna be it. Okay, Rob, wait a second. What I need to tell everyone here. Would you believe me if I said that the tiebreaker was even spicier than the Hard Rock 2? Also, I lied on the HR2 about the timing points. The tiebreaker is actually the map with like hundreds of timing points. And it is kind of insane. Some of you might know this map. I never thought I would see this as a tiebreaker. I think the poolers are crazy for this, but you know, it also might work out. Let's check it out. We have Rube Goldberg variations. This shit is almost 9 minutes, dude. We got a map by Boya, replay from Petty. This map is just like, yeah, jump aim, flow aim, awkward aim, wide angle, stacks, Streams, varied BPM, some 1/3, all nicely packaged within 8 minutes and 47 seconds. Your first and only break is over 7 minutes into the map. Have fun. No, I rescind what I said. I love this. This is a great idea. If Tiebreaker isn't your most interesting map in a pool, then I don't want to see it. Yeah, I hate to say it, but you need to practice this. This is not a sight-readable Tiebreaker. You have to practice this 9-minute map. There's stuff in this that is not really sight-readable. I can tell you for sure. Sadly, though, this song... I mean, I like Thank You, Scientist, but there's no lyrics in this. Not the most intense song for your Tiebreaker, but... I think the atmosphere of this map in general will make for some pretty intense matches if we do see this Tiebreaker played. Okay, I'm not saying the song is boring. I'm just saying, like, you have other Tiebreakers like Eternal Dream, where the song is just, like, so intense and good that you literally feel like you're just, like, fighting a battle while playing the map. While this one, it's like you'd listen to this song while you're on like a walk with your dog in the woods. Like just enjoying the nature. So I guess not really a Tiebreaker song, but definitely a crazy map to have in the slot. Or maybe reading a book, I don't know. I'd listen to this type of song. It's really chill. That might be good or bad for your nerves, if you do have to go to Tiebreaker. I think definitely a really easy map to lose yourself in the song, where you just kind of drown yourself out. Exactly, just a chill and low-key Tiebreaker. That's almost 9 minutes and has stuff that's not sight-readable. I definitely think this is like an upset TB. Like, this is the type of TB where maybe you have a team that like really skill caps the other, and if you were to put a TB that were like mechanically the hardest map in the pool, you would have the team that's mechanically better win. This isn't really a TB where your better mechanics players are gonna win out, which is something that's really common in Tiebreakers, where it's just really a mechanics check. But this map is not a mechanics check as much as it is a consistency check. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Because back in the day, tourneys were all consistency. And nowadays, we see a lot of that has just been replaced with skill cap. Not that that's terrible either, but I think consistency does definitely still have a spot in tournaments. I mean, of course you do. You have multiple picks in every single map pool that are basically just consistency. But I think none as raw as just this. Oh yeah, fast sliders, by the way. There's your first real sight read check. Those fast sliders are definitely slider breakable. Okay, there's your second sight read check. I'll try and note them out for you after this. Fast sliders at 1200 combo. Finger control pattern at like 1450. Bro, Yokespy is never gonna D-rank. His BWS is like literally top 200. This guy is never playing a 5-digit tournament. But yeah, definitely one thing I want to say with all of the feedback on these pools, I want to remind all of you to thank the poolers because they have been putting a lot of work into these map pools. I've seen it firsthand. They are pinging testers and QAs like literally every day to gain approval for their ideas. And I think most of them have been executed pretty well so far. And maybe try to think a little bit about the overall balancing of the pool before you leave some negative feedback. Okay, next set recheck, 2000 combo 1/3 streams. I'm actually really hyped to maybe see this played. That's one thing about alternative tiebreakers, where even if, like, maybe it's not, like, conventional by any means, but, like, you always want to see them played. Like, it doesn't matter if it's good or not. Like, when a tiebreaker like this gets played, it's always the most hype. Yeah, hopefully we get in a winner's bracket match. I'm finally casting this week, so maybe I'll get it. That'd be cool. Here's some faster streams, actually. That's probably the hardest mechanics check you're really gonna get in this map. But those streams aren't really spaced whatsoever, so even your speed cap players are probably gonna be able to mash their way through those. Yep, here's your one break, 7 minutes into the map. If there's multiple FCs up to this point, I cannot imagine the nerve spike that you're going to be getting into the last minute. Your heart rate is going to be going straight up to the millions. But I don't believe there's many real difficult patterns left in this map. I mean, Petty still does break. Now, I tried to look at most maps in this pool, but I didn't look this far into the TV. So we'll see what Petty breaks on. If it's a diff spike, then I am extremely sorry for all of your nervous systems after that break. I mean, it doesn't look like there's really gonna be a diff spike left. Oh, no! No, dude! Okay, I guess that's a little bit of a diff spike, but it's far enough in that, like, there's no way that determines a TV, right? No way. No way. This map does get 8-weighed, I see it. Okay, but that's going to be it for our map pool showcase. I'd like to thank you all for watching. This pool will be on the sheet shortly along with the schedules. And I believe the pick'em is going to be updated soon as well, but I can't have an exact timeline on that. So I guess thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day or night wherever you may be.